and that's on period, bitch. Sorry. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And of course, as y'all can already tell by the title below, this is another view, episode 7. Episode 7 for Ahsoka. So let's just jump right on into it, okay? All right, the knit and grit. So this episode, I'm gonna just try to summarize for the most part my feelings about it. And for the most part, this episode, for the most part, this episode was good, but I feel like it could have been better. You know, like, I don't know why it feels like in some moments where they had the opportunity to fully send it and really, like, I don't know, get more out of a scene, they just decided not to do it. And I'm like, well, why? We're already kind of near the end of everything, so everything should kind of just be starting to pop off here and there and everywhere, you know? But that just wasn't the case. But yeah, so where it starts off with General Hera. She's in front of the courtroom, the Republic courtroom, trying to plead the case of, like, please, we need to send Ahsoka reinforcements. They need us out there and stuff like that. And honestly, this part was like, I was already a bit iffy with everything on the Republic side of things and not wanting to help out. It just seems like they're trying to do everything in their power to just stay away from where it seems like they're needed. And it's weird. It's really weird because they're not even going to investigate. It's just not really logically making sense to me, because they seen that they lost starfighters, they lost a couple pilots, X-Wings. So shouldn't that already cause for some concern? Like, you're losing troops now. So it's clearly there's some type of threat out there that you need to go investigate and kind of see if you need to be taking care of something like that. But of course, General Hera's trying to plead her case, and then there's this one guy there in the courtroom that's just being so negative and dismissing everything, like nothing really matters. Like, they're just not supposed to do anything. It's very interesting, but of course they tried to use that moment to bring in a surprise character. So of course, spoiler alert. I mean, that's what these reviews are. I'm sorry if you don't like the spoilers or things like that, but these are I guess discussions that I'm having. Actually, I might format these reviews differently. I don't know. I might just do like a little, general talk about it in the front, and then just a little bit of spoilers in the back. Maybe that might be within the next show or series that I do. But as of right now, this is going to just be how I talk about Ahsoka. So, yeah, we have C-3PO showed up. I mean, it didn't really have that much weight to me. To me, it didn't have that much weight. It was just a little, it was nice. It was like a nice little wholesome thing. But it didn't really hold that much resonance to the scene and whatnot, but it was good. But then of course we jump over to Ahsoka and Huyang, and of course we know that Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Jesus Christ, Grand Admiral Thrawn is his name. I don't know how I forgot. My brain was just it farted. I'm sorry. My brain farted. But Grand Admiral Thrawn, of course, already knew that they were coming, so they set up all these things out in space, little space mines. So when the whales came out of hyperspace, they were starting to hit the mines and stuff, and they were getting injured. I don't know why Ahsoka decided to leave the mouth, even though they would have had the most protection inside of the whale, but they decided to leave the mouth and navigate through the field of mines and stuff like that. And they, the whales winded up dipping because they was all getting hurt and injured and whatnot. So they hyperspaced right on out of there. And then it was just Ahsoka and a couple of ships chasing after them, and they escaped, of course. So they're just hiding. And Ahsoka's trying to see if, Sabine's alive. So she does like a little force connection thing with Sabine to, so that they feel each other. They know that each other is alive and good. And that was kind of Ahsoka's side of things. And then we move on to the Sabine and Ezra side of things. And they're kind of just conversating, catching up, and, being, what's the word? Just connecting, I guess, again, reconnecting. So Then, of course, they get ambushed by the enemy of my enemy is my friend type of situation. So the nomads that lived on that planet, of course, joined up with the stormtroopers to try to jump Ezra and Sabine and the little turtle gang and all. So then they got into that fight. And, of course, Ahsoka got down. I guess it wasn't really done with Ahsoka's side of things. But Ahsoka came down to the planet. She runs into Balon, and they had another. Oh, the lightsaber fights in the series is just so good. Balon and Ahsoka had a rematch. That choreography was just really, really good. But of course, Ahsoka realizes that Balon, she can't defeat Balon. So Balon also tells her this. He's like, you can't defeat me. And she's like, I don't have to. And then Huey come with the ship and blows up the field a little bit and whatnot. So, yeah. And then he kind of just vanished. Just kind of walked off. And even Grand Admiral Thrawn doesn't even know where he went. He kind of just went AWOL. So, who knows what's going to happen with Balon now in the next episode. I believe the next episode is supposed to be the last one. I'm not too sure, but I think it is. And, yeah, so then, of course, it was kind of relatively short, all things considered. Yeah, but, of course, Hati confronts Ezra and Sabine, and I thought it would have, this is the part where I'm saying, like, I feel like they could have just, I don't know, maybe done more with this scene. It could have been at least more exciting to watch than what it was. So yes, Ezra's one with the Force. He knows how to use the Force. He's like, he's good with it. And Sabine isn't so much with that. And of course Sabine is carrying Ezra's lightsaber, and she's like trying to give Ezra the lightsaber when they're getting jumped, and he doesn't want to take it. I'm like, just take the lightsaber, or I don't know, something like that. I was just hoping that we could see Ezra with a lightsaber and have them both, just fighting side by side. I thought that would have been really, really cool. But no, Ezra decides to fight with the Force. He fights with the Force, push here, push there, hold back here, there, and whatnot. So it was still cool. It was still a cool scene, but I feel like they could have done a lot more if, things were to go a little bit differently. But yeah, then of course, they get surrounded. They're about to get shot, but then of course this is the convenient thing part. I don't know, it kind of takes me out a little bit, but Ezra's like, wait, we can talk about this, trying to be quirky and funny and whatnot, but then they don't shoot him, even though of course it's like in that situation you would have died, but since you want to be a bit of a clown, you kind of spared yourself enough time for Ahsoka to come in and save the day and deflect all the bullets. And yeah, so then all the stormtroopers there got defeated, and then it was just Hati there, and so she was outnumbered. Ahsoka's trying to convince Hati, like, hey, like, come on, I can help you. But she doesn't want it. She doesn't take it. So she runs off. So Grand Admiral Thrawn, I guess I don't think they're doing enough with Grand Admiral Thrawn. Like they made him to be such a presence in for the show and whatnot. Like they're hyping him up, like, oh yeah, he's hiding and we need to go get him, set him free, and he'll do what he needs to do. But at the same time, he's not really doing anything except, I guess, trying to stall Ahsoka and her team so that they can be the ones stranded on this planet and they can go and leave the galaxy. So, but I don't know. I'm not seeing that real Grand Admiral Thrawn, like, oh my God, this is why I should be scared of him. I'm not really seeing that. And I don't know, being that the next episode might be the last one, I don't know how they're gonna really showcase that within that last episode, and who knows if it's even going to be a longer episode, because this episode was kind of relatively short. But I guess we'll just have to see. But that was kind of how the episode ended. It ended off with Grand Admiral Thrawn just saying that, he's been wasting the one thing that they couldn't afford to lose, which was time. So if anything, I guess Grand Admiral Thrawn is winning in the end game right now. So, you know, it wasn't really, so I guess you can kind of tell it wasn't really that exciting for me this episode. Not so much. So, yeah, I guess my rating for this episode would it's going to be a 7. It's going to be a 7. Like, it didn't take me out. I wasn't bored or anything, but I just feel like they could have went a lot harder in certain ways and certain scenes and whatnot, but they just didn't fully send it. So, yeah, I'm going with a 7 out of 10 for this episode. And hopefully the next episode does what it has to do. You can just hope for the best, right? But no, for the most part, the show is still really good. I'm not gonna lie. The show is really, really good. I would still suggest it to anybody that's even remotely interested. It's definitely worth a watch if you already have Disney Plus. Yeah, of course, if you like what I had to say about Ahsoka, if you agree, if you disagree, share what you got to say in the comments down below. And of course, if you liked the video, leave a like, subscribe, share, turn on post notifications, and yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.